much amount they relate, it can be more effective in developing the whatever we try for do than just just left with ideas or decisions. So we go pray and then we will start. Okay, Daddy Lord, we tell you thank you for today. We that the initial day this way we they as pioneer to this company meet and for talk and for get small gaining. We don't tell you thank you for all who say you don't pull we come to this point. Plenty water don't know that the division, we tell you thank you for that. We don't fight, we don't argue, we don't stress, but we don't say you take me somewhere, so we just give you glory. We ask that the blessings we don't do it, and you are able to understand what you will do at this day. We tell you thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so we get all this one for one going to America is 8 o'clock. First of all, we want to talk about leadership voice. All we know say me and Apostle are always talk about communication because without communication there's no success in anything. Now, host, with your wife, your man, your beginner, your anything not the work without communication. And communication not to how you envisage it, not to how you think it. Because some people they can just think say, well, I don't talk this, so I don't communicate. No, you don't communicate until somebody where you talk to understand what you say, then you have communicated. You see, so I can kind of I just come talk to them, I go tell me, all I understand what you are talking. You know, how do I know that? But I need to get feedback, and so that the bottom line of communication. But not to that end, one for good this today. We want for good at the area of how you go able to discover for firm your leadership voice. Everybody in this world now a leader. But the reason why people don't understand say who are leader because we always want to live life based on competition to somebody who don't even understand say the competitor. And that are the most foolish thing we as Africans they do gradually. You see, there's so style in Nigeria just don't one for so on. Yeah, we pastor the only talking in Nigeria man now. You see, and we're not Nigerians. And the question is, they minister to people them or not? Because it's maybe if I speak like Nigeria, maybe the church will flow. Maybe miracle will happen. See, all them the example normally. So you need to identify your leadership voice. Like I say, everybody a leader. Whether a small pikin, we meet them together, they get leadership quality, but they get for understand the voice. So that are the main topic because what we all dey so that this under this umbrella of the journey that what we under the umbrella of the journey, this is exactly wetin well it didn't be computer but light well I don't dey get for you so I printed with you so light's not dey so with your voice and your voice you get for understand am wetin na your leadership voice so the first few things that we want to know you want to recognize the characteristic of all we get 5 major voices I mean in leadership 5 voices. Nobody know the way they out of these 5 voices and the one whole world you get for dey within we all live within these 5 voices and I will explain wetin na the 5 voices dey be and then we want to identify the fundamental leadership voice. We get 5 voices, and all them 5 voices there, each and every one of you either belong to one voice or you belong to 2 voices. But very seldom people in the will get 3 voices. So I will explain that. I just give you my example. Then we want to build confidence who they use their foundational leadership voice here will get. So that we'll be able to build. If you know which is your voice, then you'll be able to operate with other people amicably. She's plenty of office and know I don't go and so I don't know so I've been going Restaurant. Oh no, no, me and Pastor Adi. I mean, the restaurant will go for go eat. The lady can serve one fellow food. And the fellow say, you know what, not to this I asked for that. The other lady na income. So in every simply he missed the food because the other lady we can serve, we can take the guy order. Don't you bring the guy food. So when you take the order, just bring a car to this guy. We not to the guy food. So the guy now for simply say, not to this order for. Straight away, just lash at him. Why are you so stupid? And then you know, and first of all, you don't put the girl, you know, say, not to this person can serve. Simply for saying, wait a minute, you know, I make mistakes, you know, to this or that. It just went, whoa, begin for lash and the girl begin for. And the girl said, when I in the work, they so good. And I business, business begin to wait my because right at the restaurant, and then all of them just put to fork and spoon on everyone like, what is going on here? You know. So me as I do, we just take come out of the restaurant because by the next thing, a bottle will be go, stone will be go, chair will be go. Why? Because somebody don't recognize your voice, you know, then recognizing with voice can bring a lot of um, good things that will commitment, especially who can, this is a very young baby-ish company, you know, very, very young, and we trust God for go places. But so this fundamental thing we need to understand our force. And they teach this all over the United States. I don't teach I don't go teach in Australia. So what they are the teachers to just something I go pick that corner I just and it work for big companies. You know, so if we inculcate them, that means if we put it on our own practice, you will recognize your voice. I don't go tell you what's in your voice. We not go for tell. But I said it teach you listen. You say to say, I think the minimum voice there one. I think the minimum leadership voice there. So you go able to apply so that apply at the year then journey enterprise will go before. So we don't already do this part, we don't already introduce ourselves, we name them and so on and so forth, so we just skip over that part. Like I said, everybody they talk, but not everybody they hear. For talk and for hearing are two different things. You know, we why make because we listen up capacity, it kind of flaw. Well, I mean, it get problem. You know, like why they talk so sometimes some of una right now, una mind the converses money. That woman has got that converse, but don't work and this money. You know, you there, but you mind there, so you are not listening. And when they do that all the time, they want to say, yes, I listen. But listen until you really hear what the person is saying. And then sometimes anyway, as somebody begin for talk, the other one begin for talk on that. You know, or when somebody they talk, you get on that thing that you mind where you get for put everything down where you hold and everything down that you mind and listen to the person. So you go for understand what is this person what did they say. Then you will say, I don't understand. Most of the time they get problem. You know, and I don't know that the pastoral field for over 40 years. Most times when husband and wife they come to me for counseling, they don't even know which side the plumber begin. Because nobody don't listen to the company. Sometimes the woman tell her, say, where you can buy net from here? Where you can say, you dey tell me for buy net? You know you start telling for buy, you stupid husband, as you don't get nobody in tell we do that thing now, woman know where they go. You see, they don't come up and now, they don't go for woman. Because they didn't listen to themselves. You know, so all these little things, what they see in daily life, with a brilliant kind of with offices then or with business then, and then they flood the business, they create a lot of problems. And then people then they end up getting fired, then they end up getting bad relationship, and then they say, oh, you know what, I get it. Now because you teach and any people, so that make you want to tell person with you. Because you don't just listen, waiting they go on. So we need for able to understand within our leadership voice. Like I said, we are all are leaders. We all are a leader. Everybody will know what kind of thing a leader. But the only thing we make you don't know saying a leader because you don't know what's in your voice. And that voice that I want to teach you about today. So when you know what's in your voice, you will bring that voice into this project so we will develop it. And one thing when we talk about business, the very first way to go to people in mind, oh, na money. Money is very important, but money is not all important. See, when you know your voice, then you know what success means for you on this earth where you did. Plenty people don't get money like the country who did. Every morning they meet the door and they say, people say, how come? How somebody will get $60 billion, put you up like neck and kill himself? Who's get frustration with one of that person? Because you know the purpose in life. All what you rush for now for money. You know this guy was that Bitcoin? I don't know if you know about Bitcoin. That other money where they make now, where they invest. And then
Yeah,
Michael,
yeah,
you don't know
online.
what.
Yes, sir.
It a big problem. Like they before Senate, in fact, Monday for appear before the Senate of United States. Because now big time corruption in the paper. And a lot of people they don't follow am. Some people they don't lost 1 million, some people in one day because they just do something wey what you do because every two people they look down. Oh, you go make money. It's just about money. It is not about money, it's about success of life. So when you know your voice, your leadership voice, then you dey know also you want for go wetin dey bring satisfaction. So you know to just you go earn millions. If I can't lay $1 million, nah, I say you know what? Take that $1 million deal. If you not take 2 months work am back, you go don die. Either you don't die or you don't go to prison. Because you don't know what you for do with 1 million. You don't plan for 1 million. You will just begin live life let's say before you know it. Either Omole don't kill you or you don't kill you. One way or the other. You see, because we always dey think say, if I don't get that money, if I don't get that money, because we always dey by competition with the next person. We don't know say you dey compete with am. You know, if I get 1 million, I go don build this house, I go don do that. I don't say you don't build house. You build the house, you did it, but after you don't build the house, as you don't want to with gaps with the man of that you dey frustrate past. You have to say, why are you so depressed? Because you don't get a purpose in life. Os motuka, they say they need the purpose in life. Because not to that make God put you in this world. God put you in this world for be fulfilling. And the only way we will be fulfilling is for understand wetin God put inside you. Now let me turn to English language and call it leadership voice. When you know your leadership voice, you will know how for apply yourself in this world and get satisfaction. People will say, why you dey do what you dey do so? I am so satisfied. You know what I'm doing. It's not that I have a lot of money in the bank. No, I'm so satisfied because I know say I dey move all over this world. I dey empower people there for let them empower themselves and let them do wetin God want let them do. You know, so when you dey say, that man dey 5 years ago, that man dey be Ghana with Tom. He can't tell me go the funny one now somebody invite me. Today now you get Fortune 300 company. You know when an army dey start company, I don't teach more than 10,000 people this one I dey teach una. But you know, most of them people they don't go make money, we go able for buy me if I ready for service. Because of the knowledge we are getting. So that mean fulfillment that it's just not a teacher, if you're not a teacher. Teacher, you dey teach somebody who grab wetin they go be. They go be manager, you can't buy you self, you still the wear bottle suit. When you know what I say that be teacher that day. But you know what? Now you bring fulfillment to that person. That is the satisfaction of life. So that I make I want let you understand the leadership voice so you know how to operate. Okay? And then what if everybody around the world or we were inside this room, what if at the same thing we want to talk? You see, now God give you language, we don't take the language now for fetish. And they don't let timidity, they don't let on all that thing, and God give us for the uniqueness. Not to follow fetish. So when you understand, we go, yeah, we self, we go value we self, we go appreciate we self as we talk about the leadership voice. So, having said that, lab, focus now on the voices. We get 5 voices. Number 1 voice, now the voice of the nurturer. NUCTUI, the nurturer. And then you get the voice of Coron, and then you get the voice of the creative voice. Then you get the guardianship voice, or the guardian voice. Then you get the connector voice. Then you get the pioneer voice. Where at time now, so the lighting system not too good over here. The pioneer voice. So the nurturer every group of people, like I said, every individual gets a own leadership voice. Some people in leadership voice they are nurturers. Nurturer is just people like a mamide, where they nurture the pikin, put her at the bobby. Nothing to do so they nurture the pikin. So even in leadership, we get people that way. Well, being a man, I don't get bobby. Yes, you get bobby. Pikin is sometimes that are the only difference. But you dey nurture. Some men and then are nurturing leadership voice they get. That means say then they encourage people. Now then people the way I don't know almost job when I don't do before, almost people almost office when I don't work, almost association when I don't belong to. Then people and their strength la batia. Then people and they make 43 every company, every organization, they nurture and they make 43% of the people that we deal with. Now then one day you go say within our office and then go tell you say Sally birthday na August. Ekunda birthday na September. Josephine birthday na May. They know everybody birthday. Even you don't know to the hook. Are you getting what I'm saying? You know that them people and way they care about people. That they own leadership voice that one day. You get in good side, you get in not so good side. And I want call a bad side. Not so good side. So 43% of companies when we don't go, I don't find out say the leadership voice of the people, most of them are nurturers. They want for people up and they will say, oh, you know what? Let we make a small get together for this person. Let we make small get together for that person. Now then we people like we they go for good talk. I will get for tell them me own leadership voice. But when I will recognize them actually, I should go through me own leadership voice. Naturally, and they always can come and make the room, create the atmosphere for the others that will come in just if it's in a meeting or whatever for daily. They are nurturers. They nurture situation. But the not so good part of that is they can always want for just relax in that capacity. So they always want for the fun side. You know, hey, well, the food already, let we eat, you know, let we party, let we do anything, you know, they always want fun. When we get people, they get, if, like, we look them from the angle where we look in, we only leadership voice, we will say, in the polling, alter you want to make for enjoyment, alter that you want for let people, they let what they do, and then people, they want to be in the office, they pass from table to table, where they can, good morning, Mr. Sanu. Good morning, Mr. Pratt. Good morning, Mr. Charles. Good. They tell all my money. And sometimes if you tell them money back, they stop at the table and say, I sleep. When you watch football, they start conversation. They are the nurturers. All this money is until 10 o'clock, you don't go sit on index for Uku. You just a pass and talk to people in their office, you know. And then the manager will just say, girlfriend, what are you doing? Ah, sorry, sir. I mean, just the, you know, and then the manager. Because the manager don't say, in a nurturer. Now you give that. The thing is, when they do so, it's not bad, but at the same time, sometimes it's not too good. I guess you not be understand what I say. So you need for have a balance. Because if you encourage person, sometimes somebody don't get a bad day or a bad evening. And then he kind of job now, he get all this pile of work for him for can do then Mr. or Mrs. Nurturer just kind of say, you first don't look good this morning, what's going on? See, that simple statement, you first don't look, what did go on? You know, extra person in body, he put over. They make that person they begin to talk. So you know what? Last night I not sleep, my husband give me hell of a time, or my wife just give me hell of a time, or we begin just give me, I mean whatever. So the moment they share the problem shared, they normally say it's half solved. So straight away, you don't like it. That is what natural do. They do. But if you're not careful, if you voice like natural, you will sit down now, one for take that person body now, can put up on yourself. Instead of yourself for good you and you get you work for that the job. So among una I know say natural power will not get natural, but natural they will get for them. You get for what? For them, and if you are natural, do your job, get your voice, your leadership voice, but yes, you don't forget your job. Don't go saying that natural, you pass for good so you stop first. You get engaged with other things and then you just take your time off and oh Lord have mercy now 4 hours running now so I don't forget. Office door lock. See natural they do that because they are into people, you know. And then the next leadership style voice is the creative voice. I say in company 43% and are naturals, 9% and they get creative voice. Then they champion future ideas, innovation, and organizational integrity. The one thing that the people who can, that is something they think about. That is something they think. They always want for see things moving. Then they keep the wheel of the bicycle turning. And then creative people then. You get a creative voice. So if you get a creative voice and then you are close by a natural, if you know to know una voice, which is that conflict will begin right there. And you get people like that at your job or the place, and we don't want to let that begin for happen. A journey. You see, I can always talk about communication. So today I get the opportunity for really teach about communication, not to try just to talk to them. Oh, I tell this person, and I don't come now. You communicate with their voice here, with your leadership voice, so that you will able for go further. So we get 9% of most people in our organization. We don't go for percentile we say fit because we know about we 15, maybe about 30 for now. Probably we will reach 100 workers within journey, then we will for begin for percentile we say for find out how many percent, because you can't do a percent. Well, we give you a percent of 30, right? But it's not going to be effective. But when you reach 100, you look for percentile that and see where we get 20% or 10% of people who are naturals, 5% of people who are creative people because we begin for see and the leadership voice. For now we get probably one or two. We get creative voice. Like I said, I'm not a punchy voice, so you get for recognize which voice you get. So no run for it and the voice you see, I don't know. Then the third one are the guardianship voice or the guardian voice. This is the champion. It is the voice where they do due diligence and for resourcefulness and efficiency in the systems and the process of development, so to speak. And with that, we get in various companies, we get 30% of the people, of the population of the company, 30% of people the way are guardianship voice. The one in and then, if you watch from now, begin for watch guidance. People they will go, maybe they go to a party, now invite them, invite them to the party. But all the party they watch, they begin pick bottle, they begin take tables, they begin sweep. They don't ask them, invite them. Like guardian people they know. And people the way you work with, you get people who get that kind character traits and they will get that kind of voice in it. And sometimes we don't get that kind of voice in it, we can begin for things say, this person our now Korea favor one let them share with you. You want let them tell and thank committee. You want all man to say in a person like for clean the witch. But the other left we are not wrong is a big clean. No, voice. Now leadership voice standing. You know what you might before people like what you might before and talk. But in a talk, just imagine what if you like who can answer before can answer, right? People like can study. Because this place love um, what's your name again? Alusan. Alusan and Ghana with Mr. Charles his wife and others in Ghana now they cut that grass day, now they can clean her and sweep. So today we there. But what are they talk to you? I mean, see if I not been telling you that they can clean, no for no say they can clean. But the place somebody clean up. These are I just to show you the kind leadership voice with the this I don't call them guardian because I don't know their voice, but I just tell you because we asked them. He asked them yesterday from who they came and they did it. But you see, when you see people then when they do that kind of acting, now they just display the guardian voice with it. Now they own leadership style that. You know, like when the nurturer will nurture, the creator will become creative, and the guardian, and then you voice that. Then they hold things together. And then we can say, hey, voila, pack the bag. And then people anyway, when they give you money, all the aid get for turn the same way. If you turn the aid and one money they don't show, the aid they on top in company, like so, this is the aid, then this other one they don't show. For Guardian, no. It turn all the aid there for the one. They not just be so then the day together. It get for you know very organized. They get for put them together. And then people they frustrate the one away where you don't get that kind of leadership voice. So when you see somebody they operate, you not talk about in the try for make or the try for make you feel bad. It just to operate out of your own voice. So if you get different voice, leadership voice, you get for learn how to accommodate that person for the use of USA we all dey do, the business we all dey do, and the goal we all get. And one game goal we get for do wetin? For promote journey enterprise and for be able to make employment for others. If God big we, the responsibility now for employ as many people and give work that we give work to as many people as God will bless we with for give work to them. That we go down. And so when you think about that, you think about I don't know if you know anything about Star Airline. Star Airline are the biggest airline are the biggest airline in Nigeria. But I mean probably the seventh biggest in the world. But this guy now being professional, university professor, he just feel say if for create job. So he go to America for buy plane, then go show am one plane. I mean the thing say na one plane he just go buy for himself so that he go dey fly outside one. He say no. I want a jet wey go dey haul people there. So what do you want a jet for, man? You have made it, you are this, you are that. Just buy plane wey you wan go from point A to point B. He say no. I want to create employment for people, for Nigerians. You remember then Nigerians who been in South Africa, where they kill Nigerians in South Africa because of I don't know if you guys are not current with news. So most Nigerians in South Africa they kill them, they say because they go take their jobs and they have. And that fellow did he sent two of his plane and put all the Nigerians who live in South Africa, bring a kind of Nigeria, and give each one of them will come back 10,000 naira 10,000 naira for start their life for free. Nobody not pay their plane ticket, nobody give them money back. Because they will not left all waiting and left now in South Africa. Just that peaceful way. And then kind people and they will see in your leadership voice are waiting and not your see the leadership voice that I just want to make people happy. So in that you do that, you spend all if now you like to say if you don't get that voice, you go say this guy are one of the most stupid fellow I've ever met. You mean you say plane, you take almost low two plane can put it not each post you get a 10,000 naira, 10,000 naira. I wish I could get that kind of money. See your voice is speak otherwise. Your voice is speak greed. But to the natural, you don't see anything. Just to say it don't make I don't know how many people in plenty. Well let's say for 7 we think about 7 to 1,000 people. The plane one account actually at 380 bucks they take 1,200 people. So just imagine you go there and you can some plane and they take 5,000 people. So there's a small plane account compared to them plane and you can salon because the airport no go for handlers. But you see, that's how people are. Then they operate, and when you operate in your voice, you know they get frustrated, you know they get difficulty with other people then. You only know say this is what brings you fulfillment, but not for you that for turning those up like you know. So we get guardians, and then we get the connectors. The connector then are people the way just like what the name say, they connect, and then when they get 11% organization, then they connect. We work a connector. When we work get two leadership traits, I will tell you that because you know they are right now. If me and my wife if can then on Facebook, he will send birthday message to almost all man at the world way birthday they can. And if I call her now and say, you know this lady will be blah 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 2005. Mama Keke will then 2005 is about 7 years now. I mean 17 years now. You remember the name of that lady? You remember the name? You remember the situation we be surround, we meet in that person day, and the people who be there, they remember the name, and you will go ahead and say, in fact, I get a phone number. You have all my phone number in take. Why? Because it's a connector. You see, if we they don't do that, I don't shape their mission. If we then a big supermarket, oh, then a supermarket, no supermarket in the from the big leg from that Junction to this junction, and a supermarket large. You go then at the other side of the Alice! Then you go, Alice! Just go say, hi! Crazy. And in the big, they feel so bad, but so shame. But when I begin to study, I begin to do research for teach what I teach you, I begin to understand. So the first problem I get, I'm very first to understand. Because you're a connector. And if you go call and you say, I want to get this information about that person there, it goes come right here and just tell us I want to do this thing or that thing or that thing. We work with children and host, you don't even know where you will connect you with all kinds of person. It will do everything done for you right with your phone and host. Those are the connectors. And you get the kind of people that they way they that we meet, they are connectors. But you get to be careful if you watch that connector, you know to kungusa. Because it's very easy for let somebody move from a leadership voice of connecting to kungusa. That means all of my own busy, the can't sit down, where you know this man busy, you go transfer to that, and then I kungusa, not to that I will talk about. This connector is, you know what, like I can at home, I say, I want for do something, then I meet Alusai. Then I say, well, na so I can for. If I connect to I meet, guess what? It connect me to this person, to that person. And then you know go just done, you go say, in fact, like you other information about this person, and this person. You see, they give you the full scenario about who they for touch base with so that what you can for will be accomplished. Those are connectors. And you get them. And we need to get them that the business, that the business. So that way they go for tell you who's this person, the waiting this person, waiting this person not to do, and they can't see it. So that way they will go for develop. Then the number five, number one, and neutral, number two. Now creative people, creative voice, number three, guardianship was four, connector, five, the pioneer. The fifth voice, leadership voice, like pioneer. Pioneer then at the lowest percentage, 7%. But then they carry the company. And then they carry the business because they are who are not pioneer. Pioneer and you see CEOs, they call them CEO, chief executive officer. The one that the way meet you will say, wait a minute, what does this guy do? He don't do that. When they build, when they get office, that the office they did at the topmost tip of the building. Then they get the best office. So tell the CEO in your office alone, he just be past the entire accounts department in the office. But I want maybe to hear in confidential setting. Why? Because the only thing when they do is for things. A CEO that they pay out, CEOs are the ones who make the largest amount of money with all business. Why? Because they are the ones, they are the ones who are thinking. And then when a pioneer, a strategist, a visionary, a result and a focused person. And that kind of person they will always weak in the other 4 areas. They're not the naturals. In fact, they don't even understand who that in the company for who that not in the company. When they can have money, they go right at the elevator. They go to the office, they then at the office. You know they even know they do or they know they then at the office. They don't care who's what. Because they don't focus and for just to see things and bring things we not there into reality, for bring and come out of reality by the mind. And so then people in the you find out say then they will do it. We're not there because like I say we company not big to that extent. But then a 7% of population at every company, then are the smallest amount of percentage, but then are the backbone of the company. Because now then they sit down, now then they figure out whose salary you get for comot, how salary you get for be paid, how the workers they get for be the health business get for be taken care of, how the building get for, how the organization get for run, how the business get for run. You know, I give a typical example of a pioneer. Um, most people the way they say this, I don't know, first I don't know because I don't want in politics. Anybody who a general at the army for being pioneer, you forget that leadership voice because when you're ready for good war, the general he will even forget him up he will tell you exactly when will they go war. We need X amount of ambulance, X amount of military nurses or military doctors. We need X amount of ammunition. We need X amount of weapons. We need X amount of bombs. We need X amount of plane. He know everything at fingertips because he laser focus. Now then people they even a weapon they get, weapon they say 2 years manual to me because you don't even remember sex. That's how they are focused. You know, but the kind people they look like say this it gets now wonderful. Nobody never forgive you. But if you understand the voice, then you go for the with they spend more time in the office than they spend in house. If you see when mistake loss are in the office, in the thing, in the do things. So if you marry to somebody like that, not just say na girlfriend or na boyfriend again at it, no, it's just laser focus. And when that person dey laser focus, e dey try for create something. Everything within this world, who dey enjoy today. Everything we dey enjoy today was created by people wey dey get this leadership voice, wey na pioneer. The motoka wey dey ride, the train wey dey ride, the okada wey dey ride, wetin dem call keke, everything wey don be created was put into reality by a pioneer in mind. See today wey we go moon and come back, wey we go Mars and come back to space. And pioneers dem sit down, dem begin for height, then dem call them mathematicians, then dem call them guardians. So what should go out there and so on. So every one of these voices came together. They're able for flying rockets, go to space. Nobody no left out. You know, you will say also guardianship in it. The guardianship that they able for things well, when we eat cookie, they go on belly after 2 hours. So when they go out, so you don't need for me to cookie. You need for See, because they don't associate with people that they know who that belly light from who that belly. If I tell them I say if me eat Gary and they go belly, are you serious? Yes, if I eat Gary and they go belly. So that's why I don't eat Gary. But you know what? For somebody who say, but why Gary the belly the pan? You can come to my friend and I say, I don't eat Gary. So because if I mistake, I will belly and I get. See, so we all different. And so when we get projects, or when we're there in a project, we get for learn how for use we leadership voice so that we will able to accomplish the goal of the business. Looking at the goal of the business, we want for be an employer. So what I do now, this one, what I do explain so in layman's term worry. Now I pull back again, I do one individually. You see, this is the natural, this is the creative. So I don't want to go over this is the guardian, and then when you don't go through then this is the guardian. And then when you don't go through now, we need for do personal reflection. The personal reflection with the last page. The personal reflection now for no, such as it.
Yeah.
We don't do this.
Now this.
The question is, you understand what I say? You see, what is it? The understanding is or the listening. Listening, understanding, and choosing. So, anyway, that is just a beautiful example to go on there. So, you see, so like I said, we can fall into two categories. We can fall into a natural or creative person, or we can fall into a guardianship and a connector. We can fall into two, or we can get one, but one we call her high, and then one we call her low. So if you are a high guardian, are you with me? If you're not a high guardian, possibly you might be a low connector. Or maybe you are a high, you first voice, that is the first and second. Maybe you first voice and nurturing, you are a nurturer. Maybe your second voice in your leadership will be guardianship or a creative person. So you don't be saying one voice, one leadership voice we get, and then we just run with that. Nobody know the way to get three. If you say you get three voices, then you don't know yourself. You just stay outside. But according to training and research and study, most people they operate with two leadership voice. I mean, structurally, one high, one low. And so now you need for begin for observe yourself. From this point on, we conclude this training. You need for observe yourself. What is your leadership voice? Either natural, a creative person, a guardianship voice, leadership voice, a connector, or a pioneer. But so that way when you know your voice and you begin for operate with other people, there's nothing wrong about letting people know what your voice is. And you for tell people who that what's in your voice. Like I said, you have a connector and you have a guardian. Now in two voices now. The connector now in a high, guardians now in a second voice. If you go now you ask them, tell you straight up. Me a guardian, me a connector. Because you left for connect people. And then guardian, he left for manage things. He get, he go tell you, I wish you guys can see my wife's kitchen. I cannot even go near it. Because everything is detailed. All the seasoning, when whatever category you put you on, then they by category. Everything is just detailed. I just please don't tell her to do this. But when you webcam next and I watch her, you see what I tell. If it can this table close, it could make you integrate completely. You know, see, you know, for wealth, that will be wealth. So tell me, and Allah, you say, you know, Allah feel free that was please. Because as I put my shoes, they don't take I don't can. I say, well, we are not feel that was that another person is just a guy, it just wants to take inventory of everything. You know, and make sure say they did at the right place. You know, they go, if you don't watch the one where people do tell you, know, just if you buy that, you know, I don't know better. You get for open down, make it decent. That the one who are married. But that leadership voice, you know, and because of that, you know, it was because me and the careless, not so careless, filthy, but the thing is, I just not to my voice, you know. So I wish I cannot keep my shoes and my foot around to and I work out my socks all the time, you know. I don't like for work out and back. And my socks, so I dey burn socks. I dey use a lot of socks because I'm socks and my back. Which if you wear socks, I pull out my back in the turn there as well. So you know like that. But not of say I want for 12, but that is me, you know. And we don't learn how for, and it's here this use we say, we don't learn how for accommodate each other with we voice. So we know the problem. We only 42 years. We know the, I mean, I joke now, you know, because of, and you know, I help myself somehow because now, if I go, I eat, I put the spoon and I just say, my wife is coming. And I go take the spoon and put them separately. So it helped me for being a little bit. So the reason being, so when we dey in a setting like this, we not husband and wife, but we are colleagues. We work together. We get for know how for use we voice for enhance. Wetin we dey do so that we go clear and go before, not to just dey one place or go here. Because somebody go say, you know what? Kuna for wetin I want to go happen. You know, we want time for use your guardianship voice for override everybody. Let everybody be guardian. Everybody cannot be you, or you cannot be everybody. But if we all use with voice, with leadership voice, how strong the organization will be for me. How strong this enterprise will be for me. So that way, when issue they come, when we face with issue where we discuss this stuff, you will see say we all they go with leadership voice. They try to analyze that problem from we your leadership voice and come up with solution. So that solution then you will be and kind of the table, then we all go look and say, oh yeah, I think so we can do this, that will solve the problem. But when one person feels say when your own voice line for him, if you don't mean that the CIO, not only voice no more get all the authority. You know why? Because I know they will fall. If I say that, I collapse. They not will say, you know what, people they don't can do business, they don't collapse. Not all because of money business they collapse. Not all because of education business they collapse. And this is very intimate talk, so maybe business they collapse. Because when people in relationship don't know what's in their leadership force, when they begin forget this, then you begin for lost in professionals. I mean, not the talk. I know you deal with that guy in much too passive ways. I know you. That fellow there, I never deal with him. See, so we don't begin go, I never deal with yourself. And even at church, people in a church will say, that's what they're never good again. Because I see the pastor, so he know to everybody's business now. See, then, because people don't know what's in their leadership voice. How you will take this, you can't go to your church, you teach your pastor. So the pastor will tell you about the voices. Then the pastor begin for looking leaders at the church and say, you know what? Leadership in the church. Me all my life, I don't one day pastor church with somebody. All 22 churches at this world, we have done that. All are new. From nothing to something. Why? Because I get this kind of idea. So this one I teach you now. Many years of experience I just can't give you now for free. Because the thing is, being apostle are very big on relationship, like they develop anything, not to money. But people they think say that money, people they don't pour money, until you go down. And then people they will feel say pride and ego. It is I know can tell what I for can be because you don't want to listen for growth. You know, and when you listen, you go when you sabi yourself, you will be more applicable and more marketable than when you don't know yourself. Because we all don't grow up, we all know the picture don't say today. 5 minutes for I begin for talk this. You don't even know anything about this. Now you begin for look, you say, what's my voice? Why am I here? What you go do? Who go operate? Who go be? Who go get fulfillment and no say, yes, I do something meaningful. That is the ask yourself, is my life meaningful? Honestly, if your life not meaningful, then all what you mean, I say grab no more, you want for grab. One money, I want this, I want this, I want this. Because you know, a meaningful life. But a life that is meaningful, if it is a life that is expended, you won't foresee say you input yourself, you input situation and somebody in life will they bring satisfaction to yourself. Questions? So far, you want to ask me question, if you get question now. Huh? Yeah, but
for them to understand you, it's very difficult. Definitely, next what you will apply it.
Okay, you get a conversation with that person. For example, if you and Sam, we all in the company, you and Sam also get along, and the job, you know your voice, your leadership voice, you know your leadership voice. So waiting will happen, but you don't know you don't know you, because this is personal. So you will say, you know what do you mean? Why with the job?